There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. To move closer to family, live within a smaller budget, or just wanting a change of scenery. Whatever your reasons, having to figure out all the various housing market trends in your area may not be what you signed up for. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in. Realtors have the expertise to help you find the right price and navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Just and so good. Thousands of spring deals at your Nordstrom Rack store. Save big today on new arrivals from Kate Spade New York, Nike, Sam Edelman, Free People, and Madewell, starting at only $30. Great brands and great prices on dresses, denim, sandals, designer bags, and more. So rack your look and get first dibs on spring styles you want now from just $30 at your Nordstrom Rack store. What will you find?
Yo, check this out. This is Chuck D. And keep it locked. You are tuned into The Library. The Lies Are Buried with Tim Einenkel. Right here, right now, rapstation.com.
Yo, it's the cold and lonely kid that finds his bliss and lack of compliments. I find your hatred and
Welcome to The Library on rapstation.com. I'm here with, of course, he's been introduced as a legend son, Big Pun son, Chris Rivers. Chris Rivers, thanks for joining me on The Library with Tim Einenkel.
Oh, of course, man. Feeling great to be here.
All right, I just want to start out, first of all, besides your dad, what inspired you to become a rap artist?
Oh, man, I think music in general was such a beautiful thing for me growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listened to a lot of Eminem, Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Like, growing up, and that just, and a bunch of other cats, and the lyrical aspect of it, I've always been interested by it. And also just the way it made me feel as a kid. Like, when you felt alone, all I had was music at certain points, you know what I'm saying? So it saved my life mentally, and I was doing it financially and just, you know, lifestyle-wise. So I'm only good at, like, 4 things, and this is one of them. So I'm like, you know what? I love it. Got to go for it. So definitely the art in itself, it was definitely something I wanted to do.
You know, we talked about, before we started recording, we were talking about boxing and MMA and how you kind of taken to those. How has those two art forms kind of helped you, it could be discipline-wise or writing-wise, in hip-hop?
I think it's very important to incorporate things that you do and that make you unique into your music. So not only does that, because the discipline definitely is one, you know what I'm saying? Because boxing is the hardest thing I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the discipline and knowing that, like, you just got to keep going no matter what and never give up, like that aspect. But also, like, people find that, like, even when we was talking about it and you brought it up in an interview, people find that interesting about me. So I incorporate also things like that, my knowledge of fighting, like, inside the music. I may say certain things and certain moves, and it relates to a different market, and you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, like, and I bring other people into that world, you know what I'm saying, if they don't do it, yeah.
Obviously, I mean, in the introduction, I introduced you as a Big Pun son. I mean, and obviously that's how when people come up to you, they go, you know, your dad was great, and they give the respect that your dad deserves. But for you, do you at all put extra pressure on yourself because you're Big Pun's son and you want to live up to that? If not, what pressure do you put on yourself that doesn't have to do with your dad, but also, like, what outside pressure do you feel from being his son?
It definitely, I used to do it a lot more in the past. Like, you know, I'm 21 now, and when I first started rapping, I was really trying to find myself as an artist, but also as an individual, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think more now, I'm more comfortable as an artist and as a person, so I don't have so much to prove up to his name anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a legend in his own, you know what I'm saying? And he has his own spot. So it's really to the aspect of, like, I try to live up to my expectations at this point, you know what I'm saying? And I always try to stay. What that told me, though, trying to live up to his, it got me to the point where I had to hone my craft so much that I overworked, and now I'm reaping the benefits of it, you know what I'm saying? So it definitely, to me right now, I'm just trying to be the best that I could be, you know what I'm saying? And people respect me for that too. So definitely I put that pressure on myself, because I never want to hear someone say, like, yo, that verse was whack, or that song was whack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to do something dope, so yeah.
You know, a lot of guys today, when they're coming up, their inspirations are commercial hip hop that they hear today on the radio. And, you know, the argument about commercial hip hop is that, unfortunately, these guys aren't making careers that are going to last a long time. Yeah, longevity. What, as a young artist, you're 21, of course, how are you planning to make yourself have a long career?
A lot of people, when you got the one-hit wonders and certain things, just because those things are are products of that current culture, whatever's popping at that time, whether it be a meme or a video on World, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it popped right now and then fizzled out. And those one-hit wonders, what it is too, is that they got that one song and then they can't do it again because it was just a fluke. I'm honing my craft to make sure it's not a fluke. You hear, if I do something once, I can definitely do it again, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I'm trying to, obviously establish my own individuality in the sense that it's not just a trend that I'm riding. I'm making my own wave in a sense, you know what I'm saying? I think that's important.
I have one more question about your dad.
Yeah.
You're 21 now, so you were 6. But when did you know what he was doing? Like, when did you understand what he was doing as a rap artist? Did you have to? Was it after his death, or did you understand like when he was actually doing it?
When I was younger, because like he passed when I was 6, so like it wasn't like I was aware that he was different. You know what I'm saying? That he did something great, but not, like, I wasn't really so aware of it. And as I got older, a little more and more, like, even to this day, I'm still, like, catching more epiphanies of just how great he was. And, like, to this day, more stuff when I think back now, it's crazy, like, how many people showed up to his funeral. That I still see people outside with tattoos of him on them, like, you never met the guy, but through his words, you wanted to immortalize him on your flesh. Like, how legendary is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy. But, like, I think, a few years, like, once I started to understand his music more, like, when I started hitting my teens and stuff like that, really getting in depth, and then I hit another stage of understanding it and just, like, craziness when I started doing it myself, and I was honing my craft, and I heard what he did. Like, it's always different when you do something. And when you don't do something, you could be impressed by it. But when you do it as well, and you get impressed, it's on a whole different level. So, I mean, every day, man. But definitely when I started hitting my teens, I was like, yo, this guy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, incredible. Like, because I started to understand it. Yeah.
And you're like, he's my dad. It's like,
it's nuts. You know what I'm saying? But it's all I knew. Like, it's never like oh my God, that's my dad, like, type thing. Because it's like, it's all I ever knew. Yeah. But just to know that, like, yo, he did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm learning about my dad more and more because I didn't get to really know him. He died when I was 6. You know what I'm saying? There's not much I could learn about a person, especially when he was in studios all the time. And, like, you know what I'm saying? So through his music, it's the most I got to learn him as an individual and stories. Every time I meet somebody, they got a crazy story. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool, definitely.
So what's the future for you? What happens next after this SOBs?
Oh, man, greatness. You know what I'm saying? We got like, if anyone want to check out my music, I got 2 tapes on datpiff.com, free download, Wonderland of Misery, type in Chris Rivers. And I got an EP on iTunes, it's called The Good King. And we're working on a bunch of projects right now, got dope features, got some dope shit lined up. Nothing so solidified I can tell you a date or a name yet, but definitely keep watching and stay tuned because we got some fire coming. Yeah.
Big things happening. Chris Rivers, thanks so much for joining me in the library. Tim Einenkel on rapstation.com.
Showing love, you've got your hand on the button.
Show me love, someone love. I've read it in the stars above and wrote it in this book because the stars aligned and guided us. Damn, I ain't like growing up, measured by the times that fuck. Judged by those whose eyes are shut, there's only lust and cannabis. But I had different views, weed I think I wouldn't use. Sex was just a thing to do without the love that makes it true. I was just that lonely dude, all I had was pain to lose, so easily was played a fool when it all just came to you. Now you're nothing but a slut to me. I used to be the nicest guy, you see what you have done to me. Never said those words before, but now I say it comfortably. Think I lost my heart and soul when you are claiming custody. That's what you cut from me, but why'd you cut so deep? I gave you all my love, you kept your shut from me. Now I'm drenched in blood, metaphorically. I wasn't born so cold, but now I'm forced to be. And all you girls complain, that all guys are the same. But when the good one comes, you put that boy through pain. You run him through the dirt, you make him go insane. So now he's stuck and hurt and feels he has to change. But now I contemplate the things I do to compensate. Hey, who I've become, but now I found it hard to concentrate. Now all I think is pussy and I love to make it condensate. But I feel I lost myself, to go back now is kinda late.
Show me love, you've got your hand on the button now. Showing love, you've got your hand on the button.
See, I've got odd concepts and bomb contents. Don't believe in God, but got the God complex. Close-minded fucks take this out of context. When it being good and having faith intersect. What is your percent? Is it 100? Are you perfect, motherfucker? What is your percent? Trying to judge my steps when you haven't walked yet. In these shoes where the weight of the world is my flesh. was depressed in adolescence, not content with no connections. Pressing the wrong direction where pain was my only answer. Life felt like a death sentence, and this is not a wild excuse. Acting antisocial was a product of the child abuse. Attacking what was hopeful was a counter-pathological. Neglect was like a promo, so make suicide so optional. Find happiness and thoughts that I'd be dead up in the hospital. And felt like I was fucked, like those visions that are conjugal. But I guess that doesn't constitute my actions or my common mood. But I felt I had no wins and quit was all that I could do. Now I'm not a quitter, but it's quicker than impossible. You cannot be a winner when your inner self is stopping you. See, there's no remorse, life feel like it's so of course. But I ain't budging, I ain't running, all the pain is at the source. No escape, but I won't break, I'm hitting with a blinding force. Me against the world to the death, and I am not a corpse.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Want to make Mom's day? Get to your Nordstrom Rack now and score amazing deals for Mother's Day, which is Sunday, May 12th. Find tons of gifts from only $30 at Nordstrom Rack. Fragrance, jewelry, luxury bags, activewear, beauty, and more. Save on Kate Spade New York, Stuart Weitzman, and Ted Baker London. Great brands, great prices. So shop your Nordstrom Rack store today and treat Mom to the good stuff from just $30.